Hey church, welcome back to this week's Uplift. This week we're starting a new series, The Gospel Gone Viral, which is a study in the book of Acts. And the book of Acts, I think, is interesting because it's not just a book of stories and a book of different people's lives and how they intersected about the gospel, but it's full of experiences. These are real life events that happened. And what's interesting about that idea is Acts doesn't sell this glamorous story about Christianity or this kind of lifestyle that Christians live. It's real, raw Christianity. In Acts chapter 1, in verse 7 and 8, it says this. He said to them, "It is not for you to know times or seasons that the Father has fixed by his own authority. But you will receive power when the Holy Spirit has come upon you, and you will be my witness in Jerusalem, in all Judea, in Samaria, and to the end of the earth." Verse 7 and 8 are really the theme verses of this book. And when you look at verse 7, I think it's interesting what Jesus says here. But why might Jesus tell his apostles it's not for them to know what God has planned? What's the purpose of explaining something to them that seems completely obvious? I think it's easy for us as humans to set our own limits and our own boundaries when we could do so much more. I don't think the apostles knew how viral the gospel was going to go. But if they did know, or maybe they had a hint on their own of how big they really thought they could get it, I think they would have limited it to what it could have truly been. And when we think about the book of Acts, we think about the idea of being a witness. And so that's really what's going to stream through the whole book, and how we're going to apply this to our lives is, what does it look like to be a witness of Christ? What characteristics, what aspects of a witness do we carry about ourselves? But what I want us to think about in kind of connection with that question is, how can you make the gospel go viral here in White Bluff? What can you do? How can you talk about Christ? I hope you'll spend some time answering some of these questions at the end of the video by yourself, but also with your family. I hope that this study will provide an opportunity for your family to study the Bible together. Thanks for joining us, and I hope to see you back here next week.